Welcome to Addicted to Real Estate TV. On today's episode, I'm going to talk about combining IRA investing with seller financing for added security on no money down deals. So stick around, I got some good stuff to tell you about.
To say you gotta know somebody, oh know somebody to get somewhere these days. To say you know that's alright, yeah that's alright, cause you know that's alright with me. Yeah you know that's alright, yeah that's alright, cause you know that's alright.
Hi, I'm Phil Falcone, your host of Addicted to Real Estate TV. Today's episode was sponsored by Realty Mark 100, where real estate agents get to keep 100% of their commission for only $100 a month. That's right, you heard me correct. 100% commission. Give them a call at the phone number above or check them out at their website below. They're right on 309 in Montgomeryville. And if you're an agent, you got to be crazy not to talk to them. Okay, today's topic, we're going to talk about combining IRA investing with seller financing. It's going to give added security to the private investors, and it's going to give you, the investor, the ability to do a no money down deal. All right, so let's start talking about it. What is going on today with investors? What do investors primarily do? They make lowball offers on ugly ass houses, okay? Where maybe they're using their own cash, maybe they're recycling their HELOC money, maybe they got private investors. Who knows, all right? But there's so many people doing that, and there's tons of competition. I want to give you a little twist to investing in a way where you can raise tons of private money, and you can do no money down deals, and everybody involved in a transaction is going to win. That's why people do business with me. That's why private investors want to lend me money, is because I make sure that I structure beautiful deals. People always say to me, well, how do you find private investors? You don't find private investors. You find killer deals, and then the investors just come to you. You just find a great deal, and you go around and tell everybody about it. And voila, the money just comes to you. Okay, so let's talk about it. What I like to do is I like to drop marketing for free and clear houses. And I'm talking about pretty houses, all right? I'm not looking at garbage where I have somebody that's losing their house and it's in a bad neighborhood and they haven't taken care of it and they haven't paid the mortgage. To me, that's not a win-win situation. These people are losing their house. And I know that's not your fault and all that crap, but at the end of the day, I'd rather be dealing with somebody who's motivated. I want to deal with motivation, not desperation. That's the point to it, okay? And when you're dealing with someone who owns a free and clear house, and it's a good-looking house, it's a pretty house, right? You're dealing with somebody who's motivated to get out of there for some kind of life-changing reason. Maybe they got a job, maybe their kids moved out, maybe they got a baby and they need a bigger house. Whatever it is, who cares? The point is it's a much better reason for selling that house. And there's somebody who's rational, they're not in trouble, there's no banks involved in it, and you can basically structure a good deal. So let's just say, for the sake of this example, here's what I got. The house is worth approximately $100,000. Instead of coming in with some lowball crappy offer, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them the $100,000. I'm going to come in, you want $100,000 for your house? Fine, I'm going to give you $100,000. Here's how we're going to do it, all right? It's a free and clear house, all right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to structure a deal where I'm going to give them $30,000 down, and they're going to provide for me a seller finance second position mortgage for $70,000, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my private investor and I'm going to borrow $30,000, and the private investor is going to be in first position. And for the sake of this argument, I'm going to pay him an 8% interest rate, and I'm going to make $200 a month payments to him for the private investor. So he's in first position. He's only lent me $30,000 on a $100,000 house. He's in first position, so there's plenty of equity behind him. So he's safe. It's so safe that you won't have any problem finding a private investor to fund that deal. Furthermore, if that private investor needs to get out of that deal, because this isn't a flip, this is a buy and hold deal. I'm keeping this house. I'm keeping it for me. All right? So what am I going to tell him? I'm going to tell him that, look, you know, if you're in this deal, I want you to stay into it for 3 to 5 years. That's what I want you to do. But if for any reason he needs to get out, I shouldn't have any problem finding a private investor to replace his money. So to get him out, I just find another private investor and I put him in. There are plenty of private investors who can come up with a small amount of money, like $30,000. And there's plenty of them who wouldn't mind being in first position on a $100,000 house. So there's your added security. You're not going to have any problem finding a private investor if you put together a deal like this. So what do I do? Okay, I'm getting the investor in at a lower point of entry. Okay, a much lower point of entry than going to an investor and saying, give me 80 grand in cash and I'm going to make an $80,000 offer on this $100,000 house. Right here, he's in a much safer position. So let's talk about the seller financing portion of it, the second position note. I'm going to go to that investor and I'm going to tell him I'm going to give him $350 a month payments. Okay, this is going to be like a 0% interest loan, and $350 into his $700 months, probably take 200 months to pay it off, and there you go. So there's your seller financing note. So my total mortgage payments are $550 a month. Now this $100,000 house, I can rent it out for $1,000 a month, maybe more. But we're going to call it $1,000 a month just to keep the math easy. If it's in the city, the taxes are pretty cheap. You know, your taxes and insurance, throw them in there. I mean, maybe my total nut on this house is $700 a month. $550 for the mortgages, another $150 for taxes and insurance. So here I am at $700 a month. I'm making $300 a month off a deal I put none of my own money into. My private investor is happy. The seller has accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. Everybody wins. There's three parties involved: the seller, okay, me, the buyer, and the private investor. Everybody wins. Everybody's happy. Everybody's safe. Everybody got what they wanted. Now, when does this deal work best? In a tightened credit market. Do you think we're in a tightened credit market right now? Absolutely we are. That's why combining IRA investing with seller financing is a beautiful way to put together no money down investing deals. Now, if you just look for these things all day long, you're going to find them because they're out there. And finding the investor, I've already explained, is very easy once you found the deal. So find the deal, market the free and clear houses. You could even try it in any neighborhood you want or in a $100,000 neighborhood. And then when you find it, you let people know that you have these deals. The investors will come to you. And how many of these houses could you buy if it's no money down deal, totally financed? You don't have to deal with a bank. You don't need good credit. You don't need cash. All you need to do is buy these houses. They're pretty houses, so they don't require a lot of work. They don't require construction crews or financing for that. They need to be cleaned and sweeped, or what I like to say, prehabbed. Forget about rehab. How about prehab? Prehab, you go in there, maybe you paint some walls, you clean it up a little bit. Maybe you got to spend $1,000 or something. Come on, that's nothing, all right, to buy a house for free. I'm making $300 a month off of it. If I got to spend $1,000, I get the money back in 3 months, right? So you get the idea. This is a great way to build up your portfolio. And if anybody's read my book, Addicted to Real Estate, Why I Can't Stop and Why You Should Start, they know that I'm a buy and hold guy, okay? That is the best way to get rich in this world, in my opinion, all right? So this is a great way you can go out and you can buy houses. And even if you just look for these things in your part-time, you can do one of these a month. It's not that hard to put them together, all right? And I'm picking up, 12 houses a year that are totally self-sufficient. They're all cash flow, and none of them required any of my own money. They're all good houses. This is a great idea of something you can do. So I want to share it with you today. Combine IRA investors with seller financing and put together beautiful deals for yourself. If you haven't given me your name and email address at addictedtorealestate.com, you better put it in there, okay? You get these free web TV shows, you get wholesaling deals, you get invited to meetings where I give out all kinds of free information. Pick up a copy of my book at addictedtorealestate.com. That is a book you should have in your hands, all right? And also make sure you sign up for my real estate meeting, which is called the Real Estate Assembly Line, because we're doing so many real estate deals there that we're turning it into an assembly line. And you can check it out at meetup.com. Just go to meetup.com and look for the Real Estate Assembly Line. And for any of you real estate agents out there, don't forget your new buddy, Phil Falcone, where you can pay $100 a month to get 100% commission. Our sponsor of this show, Realty Mark 100, located on 309 in Montgomeryville. I'm Phil Falcone, and I want to thank you for listening to today's episode.